If you don't live under a Facebook rock, then you've probably heard the announcement about Facebook Shops, a new feature coming to Facebook and Instagram for that matter, and wondering, is this strategy the right strategy for my business? Well, that's what we're going to chat about on the podcast today. So join me for a pros and cons discussion about the new announcement of Facebook Shops. Hey, welcome to the Small Business Made Simple podcast, brought to you by socialmediaandmarketing.com.au. Being in business is never easy, but it can be simple, or at least simpler. Join me, your host Jen Donovan, every week where we focus on marketing, social media, and working towards simplifying your business. You with me? Let's do this.
Gonna dream it big, 'cause someone out there listening. Everyone's got a voice to give, and it's time I heard you whistling, 'cause there's no point at all, in dreaming small.
Hey there, my gorgeous podcast listener. Thank you for joining me for episode 74 of the Small Business Made Simple podcast. As always, thank you for lending me your ears today. I know you have lots of choices out there, and I really do appreciate you making me one of them. I hope you're having an awesome week so far. Here at Social Media and Marketing Headquarters, it's pitch dark right now. We have lost power, but of course I don't need power to record my podcast, only to upload it. So hopefully it'll come back on so I can get that done. But we're having a great week. I hope you're having a great week too. If you're a first-time listener, then super welcome to you. I'm really happy that you've landed here to have a bit of a chat with us about Facebook Shops. I am, of course, the host, Jen Donovan, and it's my job via this podcast and my social media and just about everywhere else I hang out to make your business life simpler. Because business can be lonely, it can be hard, it can be complicated. It's rarely easy, but it should be simple, or at least a wee bit simpler. So that, of course, is my commitment to you on the so-named Small Business Made Simple podcast. One way I can help make your life a little bit simpler is if you come and join my group on Facebook called Like-Minded Business Owners, where, guess what? Like-minded business owners get to hang out together. It's a fantastic group, and maybe it's just missing you. So if you'd like to join, go to Facebook and just search Like-Minded Business Owners. Or of course, you can go to the show notes for this episode at socialmediaandmarketing.com.au/74 and find that link to the group there. As I said at the start, unless you kind of live under a Facebook rock or live a Facebook-free life, then you've probably heard something in the past week about the big announcement from Mark Zuckerberg about Facebook Shops that are coming, and they're going to change the way consumers buy and how business owners sell. So I thought I would dedicate this podcast to helping you understand a little bit more about what this announcement might mean for you and what it might mean for your business, and whether or not it might be a good strategy for you to be thinking of inside your business going forward. I will actually say that this announcement, even though it probably came a little bit quicker than we expected, Mark Zuckerberg has made it very clear to us in lots of press releases recently that this was actually his intention. His intention over the next decade were the words he was using. So clearly it's come a little bit quicker than perhaps what we thought, maybe a COVID-19 thing, who would know. But he wanted to provide us with the tools we needed and the commerce we wanted to run our businesses online. The one thing that got me though, and I've done a little bit of research because I feel that if I do the research and I pass the knowledge on to you, then that is part of my job of making your business life simpler. But one of the things that really probably grated me a little bit was that the announcement was precursed with the word free. It was mentioned several times that this will be a free platform. You can set up a shop for free, and there was kind of like free. But if you scratched the surface and dug a little deeper, you probably found out that free is not actually free. You know, I feel like I need big dramatic music. Dum, dum, dum. Who would have thought, hey, that free isn't really free? So yes, it is free to set up a shop. And yes, it is free to list your products, but there is a fee, a transaction fee on any sales that go through on the Facebook platform. So I think I do know At the moment, it's 5% transaction fee on any products over $8. And for those under $8, it's a flat fee of 40 cents. So it's kind of like a pay per performance platform. It's really a little bit unclear though, what if they don't check out on the Facebook platform? So they're talking about integrating WooCommerce and Squarespace and Shopify and things like that. So you can actually have a store on Facebook, but they would actually go and check out through Shopify or through WooCommerce or something like that. So I'm not really quite sure whether or not there's still a commission on those transactions, or if it's only if you check out on the Facebook platform itself. So I guess for us here in Australia land, this is going to be a little way off. As far as I can read, it will be rolled out in the US, and you will actually be able to shop on Facebook and check out on Facebook in the US, and then it will roll out to different countries. So there you will actually, be seeing those transaction fees and that small flat fee of 40 cents. So one of the things that really struck me that I did a bit of research on was how is it different to Facebook shops that are available now? And the biggest difference, just like I was saying before, is that you can actually seem to be able to buy and check out without actually leaving the platform. Again, it's rolling out in the US. It will eventually come to Australia, I'm sure. So you'll be able to browse, shop and check out all without leaving Facebook and Instagram. I guess I better premise that right here and say that when I'm talking about Facebook, I am actually talking about Instagram. The announcement was made by Mark Zuckerberg, who obviously owns both of them. So lots of these things that I'm talking about on Facebook do actually apply to Instagram. Perhaps I just am not saying both the words at once. So please, when I talk Facebook, think Instagram as well. And of course, the thing that I love the most from a business model point of view is that the more time people spend on the platforms of Instagram and Facebook, the more money they can make from ads from us. And it's almost like this perfect storm. If they can keep you on the platform to browse and shop and check out, then it's just a huge winner for them. We've all known for a long time that if you put a link out in your Facebook posts, like a link out to your website, that the algorithm does tend to kill it. They want people to stay on the platform. Makes perfect sense from a business point of view. Not so great from a small business owner's point of view, but perfect sense from a strategy that Facebook and Instagram would be using. Some other differences that I did actually find from Facebook shops versus the announcement that's just been made is the analytics and the insights and the reportable data that will go with a Facebook shop. There's not a lot of that exists at the moment, but we'll really be able to see the behavior of our customers and our shoppers on the platform and market to them accordingly, just like I hope you do with your Google Analytics if you actually have an online store right now. By and large, the biggest difference will actually be the weight I think Facebook will put behind this. At the moment, if you have a Facebook shop set up, then you're pretty much directing traffic to your Facebook shop all by yourself. Or maybe you've just set up a Facebook shop so you can do dynamic ads. But either way, it's pretty much up to you. There's not really any help that Facebook's giving you to point traffic to that shop. But the big announcement of Facebook shops has talked about the fact that, these shops will be displayed on the Instagram Explore page. The algorithm will suggest products to us, just like it suggests ads to us now. It'll actually be suggesting products to the people who they think will be most likely to buy that product. And of course, they know so much about us that they will be able to tell, who is most likely to buy the green towels versus the rose scented candle, etc., etc. And keeping in mind this whole time the Facebook business model of the more sales they can make on their platform, the more money they can make from transaction fees, and the more ads that they can serve to business owners or to consumers on the platform, because people are staying on the platform longer. Apparently, there'll also be a shop tab that you can use, with a search bar in it. So basically, if you're looking for, red jumpers, you would be able to search red jumpers and see all the people that come up with who sell red jumpers, a little bit like going onto an eBay or something like that now. And I guess at the end of the day, these are the competition they're trying to run up against, is the online platforms that we are, that are already well established in the market. The other thing that you will actually see, of course, is in the back end of your Facebook, which is a bit of a commerce manager, where you'll be able to see all this analytic and all this data, and of course make strategic decisions using that data. So like I said at the very start, I wanted to have a look at some pros and cons of this new platform, because I don't think it's quite the bright, shiny object, in my personal opinion. So I'm just going to share some of those thoughts with you here on my podcast, expressing my opinion. Hey, who would have thought? But one of the things that I did find is it is still only for shipping products only, just like Facebook shops are at the moment. So as far as I can see, the announcement still didn't make it any different for shoppable tags or Facebook shops as it is now, which means for someone like myself who has digital products like my Facebook Ads for Beginners course or my Amplify Your Retail Sales ebook that aren't shippable products, these are downloadable products, it doesn't appear that I can still sell through a Facebook shop. So I thought that might have been one of the differences. But as far as I can see and as far as I can discover right now at the time of the recording, that isn't a change that is happening with Facebook shops. Whether it will in the future, I think, if he's going to target small business owners, then there are a lot of people like myself who sell digital products. So it'll be interesting to watch that. One of the questions that I sort of heard on a forum, and I was talking to one of my business owning friends about was, well, what if you don't actually run ads now, or what if you have a small ad spend? Will that affect how the algorithm works out how much traffic it's going to point to your Facebook store? So it was a little bit like, if you're not spending money with Facebook now, will that penalize you if you have a Facebook shop? And I guess we have no way of knowing that right now, except looking at the history of the Facebook model. And I think the history is fairly clear of what has actually happened in the evolution of Facebook. And I think there is a lot that we can learn from that. So organic traffic is pretty much dead at the moment. For people who have a great community and who are really great at social media and really good at building community with engagement and things like that, yes, you will be seeing some organic traffic. Nothing like we did back in the good old days, but there is still some organic traffic. But there is certainly a lot of small business owners out there who it's pretty much just crickets for. So I guess if we look at it, if someone who isn't spending any money to drive traffic to their Facebook store, so they've set up a Facebook store, and if they're not paying any money to drive traffic there, then it would make total sense that the traffic will have to be organic, that, it'll still be pay to play. So if you spend money putting into your store, if you spend money pointing traffic to your store, then the algorithm, of course, will favor that. If you don't, then of course, eventually the algorithm is going to get less and less traction for your business. So I guess the tip here is, if you are thinking about doing a Facebook store, and I'll give you my thoughts on that a little bit later, then it's super, super important right now, from this moment on, that you really challenge your thinking about how you're marketing now and how to get more engagement into your Facebook business page now. Really bunker down all your marketing and build that engagement, that start finding those super fans, that super fan audience. Because if you're not prepared to spend money driving traffic to your Facebook store, then it's going to have to be organic. So the more community, the more engagement you have leading into that, the better the chances of your Facebook store being a success. The other thing that really ticked over in my head is that Facebook will really put some weight behind this announcement. So if there's one thing that we've seen with the history of Facebook, that they will move heaven and high water to make something work. If they make an announcement, then by golly, it is going to work for them. They are just going to do whatever they can, put money, put algorithm, whatever it is, they're going to make it successful. So if you are thinking that a Facebook shop might be something for you, then be an early adopter. You know, when the algorithm is really pushing it, be in it. You know, it'll definitely be in your favor if it is. We've seen it time and time again with Facebook and Instagram. They do these very innovative things and then they really push it. And early adopters get huge traction from being an early adopter. So one of the questions I got from one of my clients was, how do I know when I can do this? How do I know when I can set up a Facebook shop? So as far as I can see, Facebook will actually tell you. It's something you do apply for at this stage. According to my research, it's not going to be a given that you will actually do this, and you will actually need to be approved for it. But you might start to see changes in your back end. If you already run lots of ads, if you've already got a store set up for dynamic ads that you might be running, then you might really start to see the changes in the back end of your Facebook with commerce manager account or things like that. So just watch for little changes, especially again if you've already got a Facebook shop set up and you're already running dynamic ads to that shop. It may come to you a little bit quicker than other people who don't have a Facebook shop set up. So just to finish up, I'm going to talk about the Gen Cons, the things that I am most worried about when it comes to this announcement. And if this is your first time listening to my podcast, please know that I don't always talk with kind of lemons in my voice or, with a backhanded sort of thought inside. I really am concerned about this. And if this is something that you're thinking about, I want you to really tune in to the next little bit that I talk about, because for me, Facebook's shop comes with a huge caveat emptor. Back in my lawyer days, we would have called that a caveat emptor, a buyer beware, a huge buyer beware notification. I am 100% hands down, absolutely against putting all your eggs in one basket. I have heard too many stories of people losing their audience or losing their business overnight because they've built their business on a platform they do not own and they do not have control over, like Facebook and Instagram. So before I go on, I really would like you to sit down and think about this question. If Facebook shops made you light up, think about this question. If social media, all or really any of the platforms shut down tomorrow, can you still communicate with your audience, and do you still have a community? Let me say that again. If social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever platform shut down tomorrow, do you still have a business? At the end of the day, do you still have a business? If the answer to that is no, then we need to talk. Please hop on a discovery call because we seriously need to bunker down and have a chat. If your answer is kind of, not really, then it's really time to challenge your marketing strategies that you have inside your business. I am all for be where the buyers are. Of course, being where people want to do business with you makes total logical sense. And it is often on social media where the masses are that we can market to. But what we need to make sure is we have a strategy to get them offline. But of course, that is a conversation for a different day. But I really want you to think about this. Are you considering what other strategies there might be out there? And consider, if you lost those platforms, do you still have a business? If you're marketing on social media, selling on social media, then what's the backup plan? What's your plan B if everything goes south? How else can you convert your prospects into buyers? How else can you deepen relationships with your customers, both past and future? Putting yourself on closed platforms such as Shopify, Squarespace, and possibly even now Facebook shops means you are at the mercy and the monthly membership or transaction fees of those platforms. You build an audience on them and it's hard to move no matter when or if it then becomes not cost effective for your business. They are a closed platform. I'm all for open source platforms, of course, and I'm not totally against these Facebook shops, but I really want you to think about, will that be putting all your eggs in the Mark Zuckerberg basket? And if the answer to that is yes, then it is not a good strategy for you, simply because you have no control over your audience. But in saying that, I'll step back and let you think about that and also make a very good decision. You've made it in business this far. I am sure that you will make a good business decision. But if you are super keen to hop on board, then I really wanted to give you a couple of points on where you can start right now. Some things to think about that you can start doing now, even before you know whether you're eligible, even before it's actually rolled out. And the first thing that you really need to be thinking about is getting your terms and conditions, your shipping and refunds policies done now. Get them professionally drafted with that online selling mindset. So start with the end in mind. You're selling on a platform you don't have control over. So thinking about how your terms and conditions and your shipping and your refund policy needs to be written to cover you and your business on the basis of that. The second thing I wanted to talk to, perhaps plant inside your mind if you're thinking about doing a Facebook shop, is start getting highly engaged from here. Start with that really great engagement strategies from here on in. Build your numbers. Put a fence around your community. Become that go-to person for whatever it is you sell long before you start selling on a platform such as Facebook. And the last thing that I really wanted just to say is start your Facebook shop now. Start filling up your shop with your goods and directing traffic there. Maybe start doing some dynamic ads to your shop and start using shoppable tags. Let both the algorithm know you're keen and your clients know that this is the way they can actually come and shop with you, that these are the amazing products that you have, and this is kind of where I want you to find them, which of course will be a Facebook shop. So should you be excited about Facebook shops and how it can help you and your brand? It's kind of a maybe. Should you wait until it's available before taking your goods online? Absolutely not. Waiters wait, doers do. If you have been thinking, I'd like an online shop, do not wait for Facebook shops to come on before you start thinking about selling online. Just get online, ready, fire, aim. That's the slogan. The world doesn't need someone else aiming to do something. Your customers don't need to be waiting for you to get online if they want to buy online already. Okay, I think I've said enough about Facebook shops. You can tell that I'm a little bit hesitant about this fantastic announcement that Facebook has made. I'm not saying it's not a good thing. I would just like you to be looking at the strategy of making sure you don't have all your eggs in a Facebook and Instagram basket, so to speak. So that is all for episode 74. I'd love to continue the conversation over in Like-Minded Business Owners. So head over there if you've got any questions or queries. I'd love to help you out there. And of course, I will be back next Thursday with another great episode to help you simplify your business life in 2020. I hope you're enjoying this podcast. If you are, or if you have a friend that you think would like to learn a little bit more about Facebook shop, then please share this episode with another superstar business owner, because we're in it to make it simple for everybody, and you just might be the person that someone needs to help them out and share this knowledge about Facebook shops, because they might be a little bit concerned or a little bit worried as to whether or not it's a good strategy for them. Of course, you can always leave me a rating and a review. I would absolutely love you to do that. I will, of course, be back next Thursday with episode 75. But in the meantime, let's go hang out on social media. You can find me at Instagram at Small Business Made Simple, on Facebook at Like-Minded Business Owners, or of course, a LinkedIn, which is one of my favorite platforms. Don't tell the others. But of course, whatever you do, my small business peeps, remember, as my opening song says, there is no point in dreaming small.
No time like the present. Tell it like you feel it, say it proud, be true, and let us see you for the star that you are. No point in dreaming small.